Athletes and fans around the world, welcome to another Primetime Muscle. I'm Tim Wilkins, joined by these two amazing icons of the sport, the real deal,
The
Chris
favorite
Corner.
subject, wellness.
Wellness. We're going to be talking about some wellness today, Chris.
Chris, thank you. Why is wellness your favorite subject?
Because I love the glutes. And the legs.
Did you expect anything else?
I expect for him to be shy and timid and
I
embarrassed.
love the glutes.
But clearly that's not what happened. I failed. He's got no shame. He's going to tell you like it is. I appreciate that. And yes, that's the category where the ladies display the glutes and the legs.
Yes, and we're going to be talking about wellness today, and as we always do on Primetime Muscle, covering all divisions of the sport of professional bodybuilding. We do want to tell you, though, before we get started, we can't do this without your support. If you don't already, be sure to like, subscribe, share, subscribe to this channel, and we can get you all the great content of Olympia
They're not
TV.
to like. It's
Hold on.
wellness.
Are you telling me right now
is there not to
that
like?
you're watching and you haven't subscribed?
Don't miss
Oh,
this content.
Can I add your usual? Do that, or your life will be miserable.
Yes. You got it right, Tim Wilkins.
So, Chris, let's talk about glutes.
Let's talk about the booty.
The bootay. So this category came along, it's evolved, and then the Olympia came around last year, and you said there was one competitor that was just coming on strong, and that was Eduarda Bezerra.
Yes, that is correct. I gotta go back. Put the camera on me. Yes.
Oh my God.
I sound so self-centered. I sound just like Bob Cicarillo, right?
Bro.
Bro, put the camera on me, bro. I got a phone call from JM. He was in Colombia, and we've been seeing the wellness division from the beginning. And we always talk about great competitors who can really make an impact at the Olympia. And we say, hey, look at this one, look at that one. When he called me from Colombia, he said, Tarek, this girl is going to win the Olympia one day. And I'm like, JM, that's far-fetched. Nobody has ever heard about this girl. Who is this girl you're saying is going to win the Olympia? And he goes, her name is Eduarda Bezerra. I'm here in Colombia, and I think she's going to win this thing, and one day she's going to win the Olympia. I was hesitant. I'm like, to say somebody's going to win the Olympia is a long shot. And when I saw pictures of her, I kind of understood what he was saying. She went on a rampage. She won in Colombia. She won in Brazil. She came to America. She did 2 shows. She went to her first Olympia. She placed 3rd. And then she dethroned Isa Pereira at the Arnold. A lot of people say she's the favorite to win the Olympia. This girl just turned pro. It's an incredible accomplishment. I don't think we've ever seen this kind of speed from amateur to winning the Olympia.
I mean, at the Olympia, I saw her. I was like, okay, she has a great face, great presentation, makeup great, lipstick matching the whole suit thing. But I wasn't sold on her physically. I thought she still needed time. I thought she wasn't developed enough yet. But then you start to see the Instagram blowing up. She's doing some heavy lifting. She's putting in a lot of work in the gym. And I did not expect to see the display of her physical makeup at the Arnold this year, at the International. I didn't expect that. So when she came onto the stage, she had the bright red suit, the bright lipstick. Everything was great, hair great, but the body was matching everything. She had a complete package. She commanded a lot of stage, presentation, the walk, everything was perfect. I mean, it was hard to. It was hard to imagine her not winning. Isa, the one who I really thought was going to take this thing already, she was gracious in defeat. She said she'll be back. This is not her title exactly. The title, her title is actually the Olympia, and she's vowing to make it all right at the Olympia.
Now, Tarek, we've had this rubber match, this seesaw back and forth between Isa Pereira and Franciele Matos. And they've been, she can't take my title, she can't take my title. And then the Olympia press conference rolls around on the Thursday before last year, and Eduarda Bezerra is there. And, how do you feel about this year's Olympia? I come to win. There was no hesitation. I didn't come here to show myself to the Olympia judges and work my way up the ranks. I come here to defeat you.
She is very, very confident. She knows that her genetic makeup might be the best one right now. Prior to this show, she was memorizing lines in English because she said, I'm going to win this thing. That's how confident she is. Isa Pereira is a fierce competitor, okay? She did not like losing. She probably went to her room and said, I will break this entire room if I lose to this girl again at the Olympia. I think she's pissed off. I know Isa Pereira. She just took the title from Franciele Matos in a battle, and I think she's going to the Olympia full force. Here's the point. She battled Franciele Matos for 3-4 years, placing second place, 1 point, and this and that. And then she finally conquers. This is supposed to be her time. She's telling herself in the mirror, this is my time, my title. Who is this young girl that came out of nowhere to take my title? I hate her. I hate her. That's what's happening, Tim.
I love when you ball those fists up. You got these big fists. Let me see that fist. Show the fist.
I got short arms. I'm kind of a T-Rex.
Yeah.
Kind of a T-Rex. But I got big fists. For all of you haters that don't know and ever want to get in conflict with me, I'm a black belt in jiu-jitsu. If these thick hands get a hold of you, you might never see your family again.
So it makes you wonder. So Eduarda Bezerra, in her ascent to claiming the Olympia title this year, and Isa will have something to say about it, but it makes you wonder, is there somebody else lurking out there to make that move up there and mix up the whole thing? Because you've had Cassandra Gillis, Gisele Machado, you've had this whole little bottle of about 5 to 7 keeping the rest out. Who else is going to pop into that top 3 or 5?
That is a great question, Tim Wilkins, but I'm going to be categorically assertive on my statement. Just like we lived the Franciele Matos versus Isa Pereira phase, I believe we're about to live the Isa Pereira Eduarda Bezerra. I think there's a significant gap between those two and Elisa Alcântara, Gisele Machado, Sina Teresa, and some of the other competitors. I think these two might be 1 and 2 at the Olympia, and I think this is going to be a battle for years to come. Now, we don't know if Franciele Matos is retired. If she's not retired, then trust me, you're talking about a 3-headed monster. But right now, the war is between Isa Pereira and Eduarda Bezerra. It's a war.
I'm going to make a quick transition, Chris, between topics, between this segment and the segment we're about to do next. I find it interesting. Arnold, the Arnold, not Arnold himself, we don't know that he had anything to do with it. And he was, you make the decisions, it's not me anymore. I don't know. We've got open, we've got classic, men's physique, which he does not particularly care for.
He doesn't like the board shorts.
Figure.
Bikini, he doesn't have figure there.
I know.
He doesn't have figure, he doesn't have 212, he doesn't have women's physique, but he has wellness. He chose wellness to be in this very limited group of classes that he has on his stage.
Yeah, he likes wellness. And if you put board shorts on the wellness, then man, Chris Cormier might go nuts. Right, Chris? Here's the thing. They picked some divisions, right? The wellness, the bikini, and the fitness are popular categories. And then they have bodybuilding, classic, men's physique, and wheelchair. I got to be honest, the first division that I really miss is the 212.
Yeah.
Because some of Arnold's best friends were 212 competitors.
Franco.
Frank Zane.
Carney.
Right. All
Ed
those
Corney.
all those guys were 212 guys. He has tremendous admiration for those guys, right? And if we had a 212, we would see Keon Pearson there, right? And then we would get to see Sean Clarita probably in that category. So
Breon Ansley.
Breon Ansley. So it's listen. In the end of the day, everybody has to adjust their show to their vision, and that's their vision. Obviously, it's a great vision because it's successful. But that's one thing that I feel like it would enrich the show is to have a 212 category. I'm not gonna say, hey, listen, you're obligated to have all categories because they're not obligated.
No show is.
No
Except
show
one.
is, except the Olympia, because that propels everybody to go into that show. But if they had the 212, it would be nice. I think the wellness is really coming up, is kind of mainstream because a lot of the girls, listen, how can I say this in a diplomatic way here? Here comes my time to be canceled. A lot of girls, they enjoy having more fullness on the glute and the leg area. That is one of the characteristics of women. They like to have fuller glutes and fuller legs, and that is psychologically and biologically a sign that a woman will bear children if they have the big hips and the big glutes and the big legs. So women, they like to have some meat on that section.
I was a fan for many years already before the wellness category came along. Just want to put that out there.
I was just about to distance you and I from him getting canceled, and you came over
I
the
came
top of
barreling
it.
and stumbling, bumping
Yeah,
in.
I like big butts and I cannot lie. Jeez, Chris, I was trying to save you. Really?
Come on, man. Come on.
I mean, you'd think it would go without saying, but okay. Go ahead. All right. When we come back, we are going to be talking about men's physique, Arnold's thoughts on the class, and the clash that happened up there between some of the top competitors that wanted that qualification for the Olympia. We'll talk about that when we come back. All right, men's physique this year at the Arnold Classic was packed with great competitors. You had Jogo Montenegro winning this one.
Well, I projected him as being the favorite because he has already won the show. He was coming back after taking some time off. He turned out to place third. Aaron Banks was on fire. I loved the physique he brought. Maybe holding just a little bit of water. A little bit. But Ali Bilal, man, those obliques are so deep. They're deep. That man comes in dry.
Bear claws.
Now, we're going to look at the video of all four, and it was, who was it? Was it Edmund Palmero? Who was at the end?
Edivan Palmeira.
Who was
No, that's Emmanuel.
Oh, okay.
Emmanuel Costa. Should we stand up here?
Yeah,
Nico?
let's do it.
But
Okay.
but also look at the large clavicle bones.
Let's describe here. Emmanuel Costa, up-and-coming guy from Brazil, great competitor. Aaron the Machine Banks from Fresno, California. Ali Bilal from Afghanistan. I put him in third.
Living in Qatar.
In India, I got more death threats than anybody in America. And Diogo Montenegro from Brazil, who won this show. The bottom line is, it came down to these two crazy dogs. This guy has a tiny little waist, possibly the best back. But what is this? What is this, Chris Cormier?
That
What
is
is
called
this?
obliques.
This guy has some of the deepest abs in the world. I mean, it's not like you can wash clothes right here. you can actually lose your fingers right here.
Yes, and also he had an improved back. That was his weak point, was his back, even from far as back as the New York Pro, but it was improved this year, and it was a big improvement.
I put him in third in India because he was holding water, okay? And people went crazy against me. They sent me so many messages, and I said, I don't care. I got the big hands and the T-Rex arms. I'll be at the Olympia. And I talked to him. I said, hey, you come in holding water on the back, I'll put you in third again. You gotta have the separation. He said, Tarek, I'm coming to the Pittsburgh Pro, I'm coming to the New York Pro, and I'll have no water on my back. And he did that, and he won those 2 shows. I'm not surprised this crazy dog has been winning everything.
Now, Chris, back up just a touch. I want to touch on this before we run these guys through their paces. I want to be able to point to Jogo's quads and Ali. Last year, there was an edict that was put out among the judges that say, we want to see more balance. The shorts were about 2 inches shorter than they were in the past, and it was imperative that these competitors showed a balance top to bottom. So here you got the beautiful teardrop poking out the bottom there, some quad sweep poking out to the side. These shorts are full right there with quads. I don't want to hear anything from old-timey bodybuilders. This class was created for a reason, to be more inclusive and more aspirational for the average bodybuilder who says, I'd like to get on a stage and compare myself with other guys. It will never be open or classic or 212 with a top to, like Tara talks about, the lines from top to bottom. But that is a brilliant example of being balanced top to bottom. All these guys.
Well, go ahead, Chris.
No, I was going to say, what do you say? I know this probably in between the pose, but this guy has a perfect display of what the physique round is all about for the class. I'm liking him. I thought he was going to be at least in second at first, but then the judges slid him out and brought in Aaron Banks. Aaron Banks, he can also, he's a former champion of the world, and he can also win it again. Don't count Aaron Banks out.
Let's run it, Tarek, while you talk.
I want to mention something you brought up, Tim Wilkins, about the balance. This has been happening for a while. You know who created that balance? The guy that said, hey, I'm going to emphasize my legs and men's physique, before this was a rule or anything, was Brandon Hendrickson. Brandon Hendrickson said, I want the judges to see that I have legs because it makes my waist look small.
Yeah.
Brandon Hendrickson won 3 Olympia titles by working the lower body in men's physique. So it's not like these guys don't have legs. They have legs. You can see the fullness on their legs. The only thing is, this is a different category. They wear longer shorts. It's okay. You gotta have variations, right? Hey, not everything needs to be the Terminator. You gotta do the cop that goes into the playground. It's a comedy.
Go back,
right?
go back.
The Terminator.
Go back.
Then you got Conan.
Go back.
True Lies.
Bring on Aaron Banks in the middle again. I want to take a look at something.
Okay, Aaron's legs of his shorts are full. Now, I do want to show, Jogo's back looks great.
Stop right there.
Ali's back, I'm going to say this, and it doesn't impede my devotion to the current Mr. Olympia, Ryan Terry. He's going to be a force to be reckoned with this year. It's going to be a dogfight between him and Ryan.
Oh, let me tell you one thing.
For sure.
Ryan Terry was sitting right there on the first row ahead of the judges.
I saw that.
When the show ended, he came up to me and said, Tarek, if Tim Wilkins or Chris Cormier write me off because of this show here, smack the hell out of him. Okay?
I don't think so.
Smack the hell out of him. I know you're not discrediting Ryan Terry. Nope. You're not taking him away from the battle. But if you do, if you say that Ryan Terry is not going to be fighting for the title after what you saw, I'm going to smack the hell out of him.
I did not say that.
Yeah. But look at the back here. When this guy has no back water retention, he's incredible. I love him. He's got the best V-taper, but he was holding just a film of water. He's got great back, but I would like to see just a little bit more width. Out of all the 3 guys, he might be the smaller one. Emmanuel has great back, but the waist is not as small as some of these guys. Genetics count in men's physique. If you don't have a small waist, you have an uphill battle. Just like figure, you have basically 4 poses: front, quarter turn, and back pose. If you're in men's physique, it's front and back. You can't really play around with your waist here. And here we detected that his waist is not as small as those guys, and that's why he's in 4th.
Tarek, how can Aaron get back on Ali and place ahead of Ali?
That's a great question. I think genetically, Aaron Banks might be even better than Ali Bilal because he has a small waist and larger clavicle bones. But you can detect that Ali Bilal has better separation on the back and on the obliques. He needs to get rid of the last film of water. He comes in shredded. It's just a film of water. If he gets rid of that, he can beat Ryan Terry and Ali Bilal. That's how good Aaron Banks is.
I think Aaron actually needs to improve that oblique area as far as definition. I mean, he has some lines up top, but towards the bottom, they start to fade out, and it's just a block there without the separation.
Well, guys, before we move on, and we do need to move on to classes right here, I hope Arnold keeps this next year. But one of my favorites that he keeps at the show, the Fitness International. Always been my favorite class. The combination of being in amazing shape and putting together those high profile, high dynamic, high energy routines. We all kind of had a feeling Jacqueline Baker was odds-on favorite this year. With Missy Truscott moving to figure, with Oksana out being a mom, with Whitney out, it starts to open up that next generation. Tamara Vaughn, Amber Steffen. There's a few girls that are going to start moving up.
Shelly
Mensah.
Let's
Do the Wakanda thing.
Wakanda, Shelly.
Forever?
Wakanda forever.
Let's take a look at her routine real quick as we pull this up. But it comes down now.
And I want to go back, Tim, what you said. Right now we have many categories with different cuts of bikini. Fit model is a different cut than bikini. Women's physique, they don't wear high heels. Wellness, they wear high heels. Classic physique is all those black shorts. Bodybuilding, it's the posing trunks. The men's physique is the board shorts. I understand Arnold is saying, well, I want to see the legs. Arnold comes from an old school line of bodybuilding, but things have changed. The consumer right now, he kind of likes to wear the board shorts. It's a cool thing. It's not that they're not training the legs, they are. You can see it is there. It's just a different category.
But legs are not the thing for the guys this year, is it? Legs are the things for the girls. Legs are the things for the glutes for the girls, but the guys are not trying to grow a lot of heavy legs.
I will say, though, even in men's physique, and that was a big thing working with Kim Odo last year for my run at Masters Nationals and North Americans. He said,
that?
you have got, okay. He said, you asked, who's that? I'm
yeah,
thinking,
that's
Kim
Jacqueline.
Odo, he's a coach, he's been around forever.
Jacqueline.
He was adamant about buckling down on legs. He said, we have got to continue to create that V taper, and having those legs down below is going to tighten that waist up.
Brandon Hendrickson effect. Roll in, it looks like Kai
that's
Green,
Jacqueline.
but it's Jacqueline
I
Baker.
was like, who's that?
Jacqueline Baker. I love
Creeping up
her.
on us with the New York.
I love Jacqueline Baker.
New York in the house.
She's a New York girl.
Okay,
She's
okay.
going to let you know she's from New York.
Okay.
Look at her. She's walking down Fifth Avenue, and here she comes.
Perfect. And that whole top 5 of the women's physique round with the fitness girls, they all look like they can compete in the
Stop
figure.
right here, Carter Monreal, okay?
Okay, don't get canceled now.
Taylor Learmont used to do this thing with the legs, and everybody fell in love because Taylor Learmont, she kind of told us a story with the legs. Guess what? Some of the competitors said, you guys like that? I give it to you. And Jacqueline Baker is like, I give it to you. You like that? I can do that too. So roll the tape. Look at that.
That is such a power move.
Whoa.
Like a boss.
Look
and
at
down
that.
into a straddle.
With
Yeah.
the head nod.
Yeah.
Let's
Look
hit some
at her.
push-ups,
Whoa,
girl.
Look at
what
her.
on with you?
Yeah.
Dang, way to roll out of it.
Yeah.
She had a flawless
Look
routine.
at the energy. She's
Flawless.
always been romantic. doing something slow, and now she's like, you know what? I'm just gonna kick your ass.
Well, Chris, you mentioned the physique round. It does look like she's put on some size from last year. Her, Amber Steffen, and Taylor Learmont needed to put on some size year over year.
But the thing is, I think Jacqueline Baker has always been people have not paid attention to how beautiful her presentation was. When she did it slow, it was pure art. And now that she's bringing the energy, it looks like you're in a Broadway performance.
Look at her physique.
This girl is special. I love her. And I'm going to tell you this. She's the favorite to win
Whoa,
the
the
Olympia.
push-up with it.
And look at the transitions. There's pure continuity. There's not
Yeah.
one moment where she's stopping or you're feeling like she's stumbling. This is a great performance. Jacqueline Baker this is a statement performance by Jacqueline
Straight
Baker.
in shape there.
Now, you mentioned a big thing, Tarek.
Look at that. Look at that.
For these young competitors or the ones that are coming up and vying for that top
Yeah.
Olympia spot, there can't be stutters in that routine. It's got to flow like this is flowing right now.
And I think Shelly Mensah, look at that finish. Look at this. I love
Total
Jacqueline.
control.
Shelly Mensah had a great performance, but she did have a little bit of problems with continuity in a few spots. You could tell there wasn't like a perfect transition. Jacqueline Baker nailed, and I'm excited to see what she's going to do at the Olympia. I think she's a superstar.
Well, we've got one more category to cover when we come back on Primetime Muscle, and we'll see you in just a minute. All right, we're back. We're talking about the bikini top 4 at the Arnold this year. Some surprises, guys. Yes.
Yes, so we have to look at the placings at the Mr. Olympia. And the favorite to win the show was Jasmine Gonzalez, who placed 3rd at the Olympia, looked incredible. A lot of people were projecting her to win. She just came in a bit hard. She knows it, and she's going to come back at the Olympia storming. The second favorite was Amy Delgado, right? She was 2nd at the Arnold last year, and she always places well at the Olympia. People were like, if Jasmine is not going to win this thing, it has to be Amy. But there were 2 surprises. One of them, I called it. I said, you need to watch for Ashlyn Little. She is formidable, and at prejudging, a lot of people had her winning. She was incredible. But people forgot the French professor from Nashville, Tennessee. Yes, Vanya August. She's been one of the most consistent bikini competitors. Every year, she wins shows, goes to the Olympia, and improves her placing at the Olympia. To be fairly honest, I am not surprised she won the Arnold. She's fantastic. And when she came for the finals, a lot of people talking, this is between Amy, Ashlyn Little, and Vanya August. When she came to the finals and she came walking, there was some magic about her. She looked perfect, gorgeous. Everything about her physique on that moment, on that day, was perfect. She nailed and she won. I'm so happy for her because I've judged shows that she was the favorite and she didn't win. And she took it on the chin and she came back. Vanya, I'm so proud of you. You are the French professor. Congratulations.
She was perfect. I saw her work walking from the side. The glutes, the legs, the shoulders, the hair, everything was perfect. The first black international bikini champion, the first.
And she's from Haiti.
Yep.
She's from Haiti.
Haiti.
So it's really great representation.
Yes.
You know, Haiti right now is going through a huge economic problem. And for everybody in Haiti to see that, hey, here comes this girl winning shows is an amazing moment. And she said on stage, I'm the first African-American competitor to win the Arnold Classic, which is fantastic. It shows that our sport has tremendous diversity.
Right.
I love the fact that we can say an Iranian guy wins the Olympia, a British guy wins the Olympia. Now we have a girl from Haiti winning the bikini. You know, Sina Teresa from Angola, right? She
Right.
won with me in Romania. So I'm very proud to be part of our organization, because if there's one place that you win based on your merit, regardless where you come from, is in bodybuilding.
Yes, and the Body Bio product, they did a great job, and kudos to him.
One of the Odo's angels.
Well, let me mention something. Sorry to interrupt. I gotta give credit to Kimoto, because Kimoto is one of the old school guys. He doesn't give credit to himself at all. You know, he just wants to train people. But Kimoto, Body Bio, he now has the Arnold Classic champion with Vanya August, and he has the Olympia champion with Laura Lee Chapados. Kimoto has to be considered, no doubt, as the greatest bikini coach in the history of the category. There's just nothing else you can say about this guy. He is the true master.
Now, Chris, along those lines, as a competitor, you think, all right, I got this. I don't care who's there. But then you, in the back of your mind, you know the reigning Miss Olympia is going to be on that stage. And then Laura Lee comes along and says,
I'm not in it.
I don't think I'm going to do it this year. I'm going to take some time off and prepare for the Olympia. And as a competitor, you just go, top dog's out. That leaves that spot wide open for me to eat. I'm going there.
Everyone's digging down deep for it. And, I mean, it was a big surprise for me, but, I was glad to see it. I was happy for her. Amy will be, I'm sure, at the Pittsburgh Pro, New York Pro. I'm sure she'll be there.
Amy is a warrior. She is right here from Phoenix. She is Native American, and she's a warrior. Listen, I know Amy Delgado. She's a fighter. She hated losing. She was like, Laura Lee's not here. This is my title. And when she was announced second, I know this was a punch in the gut.
She's a dark sport she-wolf, too.
But hey, listen, Amy Delgado.
So we don't play like that.
She's a crazy dog. She's going to come back, and she's going to win titles, and she's going to be at the Olympia. I know this girl well. She's a USA champion. There's nothing holding her. She's going to go all the way.
So now let's talk about last year's winner. Maureen Blanquisco, I think, will be back this year. Last year we had Laura Lee. What other Olympians, former Miss Bikini Olympia title holders, do you think will be in this mix? And now you've got Vanya vying for that title, and Amy wants it bad from last year. Oh, do you think Jen will be back? Jen Dory?
Jennifer Dory, I look at her on Instagram. She looks happy, but I think she's coming back. I tagged her on a picture. I think Jennifer Dory's coming back. What Jennifer Dory wants is to win 3 and tell Ashley, sorry, girlfriend, I am the one that has won 3 and I'm the most recent one. Ashley Kallwasser wants to win 1 more title and distance herself from the pack. Angelica is retired. Laura Lee Chapados is the current champion. She's going to come back to defend her title. Have you ever heard Laura Lee Chapados saying her name in French?
Yes.
It's so nice.
Man.
It's so nice.
Hey, speaking of someone with a beautiful
It's
name.
so nice. Then
Okay.
can we B-roll that? Can we call Laura Lee Chapados? Have her B-roll. Have you ever heard her say her name in French? Laura Lee Chapados.
Laura Lee Chapados.
Laura Lee Chapados. I don't know how she does it, but she said it one time to Chris and I. Chris and I were out of breath. Say that one more time. Laura Lee Chapados.
Well, someone else with a beautiful name,
Cherry.
who is an icon of the sport. The Arnold Classic was her last dance, and that is Angelica Teixeira. And as a former Bikini Olympia champion, we just have to say it's been amazing. You were an icon, and you left a huge legacy on the sport.
Oh, yeah, that was great. I love seeing her up there for the last time. Took off the shoes
That was cool.
in the middle of
I
the
kind of like
thing
it.
and walked off with it. Had to put them back on because you had to come back out. But it was cool.
She's
walk off.
one of the greatest representatives in the bikini. When we say the greatest representative, is somebody that does something for others, okay? and I've seen her being backstage helping NPC competitors fixing their bikini. She has the title of Olympia champion, and she's backstage helping the NPC competitors. She went to Brazil to promote the sport. She wasn't competing. She went to South Korea. She is an incredible, incredible human being.
Oh, sure. When she does it, it's a legacy. When I do it, it's a restraining order.
It's a restraining order.
6 to 1, half dozen the other. Angelica, congratulations on your retirement from the sport,
Way
and
to
thank you
go.
for everything you've done.
She's still on her journey, though.
Speaking
She's
of
not leaving.
great legacies,
She's still on her
I
journey,
want to
though.
talk to you guys about Global Formulas. They're our official sponsor, and they have some of the most amazing products. Put the camera on me. Okay.
Oh, my God.
The first one is the Pro Zero. This is the only
Turn the labels
protein in the
around,
market.
meathead.
This is the only protein in the market that has 0 fat, 0 carbs, and 0 cholesterol. Incredible product. BioHeat. You're not going to feel jittery. This is one of the best thermogenics we have in the product, in the market. This is the Repair. This is the Endure, but my favorite is the Super Freak. There's going to be a day where you don't feel like working out, where you're like, oh God, I don't want to go to the gym. It's leg day. When that day comes, you are going to need this product. You're going to take some Super Freak 30 minutes prior to your workout. After 30 minutes, you're going to think you are Chris Cormier 1993 prior to his prep to the USA, and you're going to get some crazy sartorius muscle. Get your Super Freak right now, unless you don't want to have solid legs.
my first time taking that, I took a half a scoop. I had a great workout. I told somebody their future, and I did my taxes.
Incredible.
Oh, the
yeah.
same day.
I tried to put this in my wife's water jug, Super Freak. You know what I mean? I was like, this is going to be interesting. She started shaking and smacking me across the house. It didn't work out.
Well, it's usually extra. All right, thank you, Global Formulas. Be sure to check out all their great products. They are formulated for maximum absorption and premier use for the top athletes. Train hard.
Demand the
wide.
best.
Demand the best. Thank you, gentlemen. Guys, as always, thank you for joining us. Like, subscribe, share, comment on what you think of the things that we covered. Flies by, Tarek.
It's been a great honor.
It's been awesome.
Your outfit
You didn't say
looks
nothing
great.
about my jacket.
Yeah, no, it looks great. It looks like we're going to a
I
funeral.
ripped my pants, though, getting ready for this time, but don't worry about that. Terry don't have any shoes on. So it's
Chris,
okay.
What? What?
Terry don't have any shoes on. It's okay.
Chris
What are
Cormier,
you
the real deal.
talking
Tarek
about?
Elgindy.
You ain't wearing no shoes.
I'm Tim Wilkins. Thank you, as always, for joining us on Primetime.
Just a tip comes in.